It is doing it now. It is what it is. Right? Let's see. And let's see right now. Okay, it's live. Hello, everybody. This is Sandra Graves, and it's been a while since I actually have came live to talk to you guys. And today we are going to talk about the conversation single moms. But this time it's not only me talking. This is really exciting because I'm always like sharing my opinions with you guys, and you know that I'm very opinionated. But this time I want to back it up with other people, and we have two guests, and I'm going to have them, instead of me introducing them, I'm going to have them introduce themselves to you. But in case you don't know who I am, my name is Sandra Graves, and I am the author of SOAR, Single Mom Overcoming their obstacles and their adversities and rising. That's why I wrote this book, because I was a single mom twice. Now I am married, but I did not get there without the struggles that come with being a single mom. I'm also a child of a single mom. So not only did I experience being a single mom, but I also had a mother and sisters that were single mom. And with that said, I am going to be silent for a little bit. It's not going to be long because I cannot be silent for long. But then I'm going to have Claudel, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Claudel. I'm 25 years old. I'm a child of a single mom. And today we're going to be discussing this topic, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. How about you, Sophia London?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sophia London. I am a community health worker and a life coach, and I am a mother of a daughter that is a single mother. And that's why I'm here.
Well, thank you. And one thing that I did not hear Claudel mention, and he's been humble about it, but he's also a young motivational speaker. And I invited him here because he is passionate about motivating others, about helping others to grow. So I just wanted you guys to know that, because although you notice that he said that he is the child of a single mother, he does not sit around and wallow in self-pity because of the child of a single mother. I met him online because of how motivated he is. And that is something that I definitely would like to, for him to share today as we go along. But one of the questions that I have, and I put a set of questions together to really ask single mom, where we are going to be trying to answer those questions. And it says, the first question is, now, tell me about your experience about being a single mom, or observing a single mom, or living with a single mom. When they explain their point of view, I am going to tell you my point of view from a single mom perspective. So let's start with Sophia London.
Okay, I'm not quite sure I understand the three questions that you asked, but let's start with a mother, a daughter of a single mother. Mm-hmm. As a daughter of a single mother, it is very hard because mom relying on children, that is something that should not happen. No, that's not normal. But because she is in this state, she has to rely on her children. As the older child, you become the husband, the friend, the nana, the maid, the cook. You become all these things to back your mother up and to help her out. So much that when you are sick, because you are the husband, the nana, you don't tell your mom that you're sick because it gives her more trouble. So you keep that to yourself. So being the oldest child of a single mother take a whole new breed that you can't understand. And throughout this topic today, I am going to kind of break down a little bit for single mothers out there. I am going to try to give you 1 or 2 points that you can help your children overcome, helping you as a single mother. And the other thing is, my daughter, 15 years later, she get a divorce. And the worst thing is to see, okay, let me explain this. Having a divorce does not mean that you don't love or appreciate your partner. You may get a divorce, but you still love that person. There's two feelings that you can have. Or you get a divorce, or you hate that person, or you get a divorce and you're still in love with that person. It can go either way. So in my case, I saw my daughter still have feelings for her ex-husband, and it's the hardest thing to watch. If she hated him, I would be like, let's hate him together. Yeah. When you feel, when she love him and she still appreciate him and want the best for him, it is very hard. It is very confusing. It is very hard to watch. So throughout this topic today, we will talk a little bit about that.
Okay, thank you. Ooh, that was really good. Go ahead, Claudette, your turn, your experience.
For me, especially, I've been experiencing a lot from my mom, from my auntie, from a lot of people, my neighborhood, every time. Since I was a child, I see my mom struggles all the time, trying to make me happy, trying to make her kids happy, and I mean, everyone in her side. That was so hard sometimes because sometimes we didn't have food. She had to go out to find something to give us food, to help us to pay school, all that. Even though when I was a child, when I was younger, and I saw my mom doing things like selling stuff, like clothes, doing a couple things like just to make me happy. And most of the time I cry because I always say, Mama, why you don't try to find a person like a husband, someone you can get married with? She said, no, I'm not gonna do that because I decide to be a single mother. I will sacrifice myself for you, son, to make you happy and for my other children. Because the only thing, she said, the only thing she will not ever do is to give her body, to give them money in order to keep her children safe. And she said she would make any sacrifices to make me happy. And back in the day, and where I'm from in Haiti, and job was not really available for people, for young people. It was really hard. And as my mom, she got over 4 children. That was hard for her. She didn't have support. She didn't have somebody to help her. Sometimes she has debt, to pay all that just to make me happy, just to make my sister, my brothers happy. And that was very hard. But what I've seen and what I've learned from a single mother, and what I have to say about that as a single mom that are listening to these, love alone, it is not really enough. And nothing alone is enough in a relationship. It's everything that all the factors together that are alone, such as loyalty, respect, money, and everything else. If you are chasing somebody, like you see a man that you fall in love with, you don't have to see only the love that you are feeling, only the feelings that you feel for that person, because you cannot go for that. Think about your children, how you're gonna raise them. If this man is actually good for your health, for your mental health, for your children, because the way you treat yourself means a lot how your children will treat you or will treat themselves too, right? Because you are actually doing two jobs at the same time. The first one, you are taking care of them, you are taking care of you, and you are doing a job that the husband is not here anymore. So you are like two person at the same time, which is you have two jobs. It is extremely hard when I see a single mom out there doing something. But me, when I was a child, I was always trying to help my mom do something. For example, if she's cooking, cleaning the house, I help her because I really have to. If she goes out trying to get money just to feed me, to buy food for me, so I have to do something in the house. And sometimes I feel like, and I was really depressed, because what mom was doing, she was trying to hide me, her feelings. She doesn't want to explain what's going on, and she was sad, all that. So me, I have to hide myself in my own room. So I cried, and that was really hard and all that. So sometimes I even want to ask people for help. She always say, no, don't do that, my son. Don't do that. I'm here. I'm living for you. If I'm living for you, that means you should be happy. I should sacrifice myself in order to make you happy. Don't go outside to ask for help. But it's okay to ask for help. But if I'm alive, that means you should be happy. I would rather not be happy while you are happy. She keeps saying me that all the time, all the time. Not only from her, from other family that have like they are single mom out there too. You know, most of them they keep saying that I don't need a man, I don't need this, I don't need that. Some of them decide to be single. Some of them just broke up and then I mean living a life that they don't really want to have a man in their lives, you know. So this is all I have to say about this.
Wow, you all me in tears. Okay. Just listening to you as a single mom. Wait a minute, I'm getting emotional here.
It's okay.
You said a few things that I want to piggyback on the experience of being a single mom. First time, it was my decision to become a single mom. Second time, it was a divorce through infidelity that I became a single mom. So those two experiences, I want you guys to understand that all single moms don't become single moms because they make a mistake or because of a divorce. Some single moms are single moms because someone died, or they just choose to be single mom because of whatever is it that they went through in their past. They decided, I don't need a man. I want to be a single mom, take care of my own business. So that is something that I want to clear right now. However, it doesn't matter how you became a single mom, it's still a choice. Everything is a choice because some women, I will say for the women that is example, a widow, they will jump into a relationship quickly just not to be a single mom, which it is a bad thing because you're not thinking about your kids. Some women, they jump into any relationship because they cannot handle it by themselves. Then they affect their children in those relationships. So, like I said, it's still a choice if you want to continue to be a single mom. A divorce, some people might say, well, it was a choice. Yes, it was a choice because I choose not to be in a toxic relationship and not raise my kids thinking that that is okay. So that was my choice. And in those choices, you have to understand that I am not asking for pity party. And I would advise you as a single mom, don't look for pity party. Because when you are looking for pity party, that is the same way that they're going to treat your children. And that's the reason why when I was growing up, at the beginning, I didn't feel like I was part of a pity party, but people, the community, made me feel like we were nothing because I come from a single mom. When some of the married women were being beat up or being abused or being cheated on, they was having a worse experience than my mom. But just because they had a title of being married, they thought that they were better than my mom. And when I look at them today, none of them was better than my mom. Okay? My mom bust her, you know what, to be able to move forward. So for me, being a single mom was not a negative thing. That's the reason why I made that choice at the beginning. Secondly, when I decided to give it a chance, I was still destroyed emotionally, mentally, bad self-esteem, suicidal thoughts. I had all of those experiences that said, God, help me to be able to move forward. I decided the first time, I didn't decide the second time. Give me the strength to overcome all of these challenges. And through God is the reason why I have been able to overcome single motherhood. Don't get me wrong. There's lots of challenges that come with it, even if it's a choice. But I don't walk around asking for self-pity and, oh, poor me. Oh, feel sorry. This is not it. Because if you have that attitude where you want people to feel sorry for you, they feel sorry for your kids. When they feel pity for you, they feel pity for your kids. So if they feel pity for you, how can your kids walk with their head high? How can they be proud of who they are and what they experience when you are feeling pity about your situation? I am not saying that you have to walk like, hey, I made the best decision, but you have to stand firm, letting your kids know that they are the best thing that happened to you. And whatever you do, you are going to always give your best. And when you feel like shutting down, and when you feel like giving up, and you look at them, that is the strength that you get to be able to fight and fight and fight, even when there are days that says, I don't want to fight anymore. Because I know that you feel that way sometimes. Everything, work, rent, everything is going crazy for you as a single mother. But you don't give up because you have those kids that are dependent on you, because you want them to have a better life than you, because you know that you want them to have everything that you didn't have. So you keep striving, even when, and I'm going to say it again, I believe in my faith and I believe in God. And if we believe in faith and God, we know the devil is there. And he's going to put voices in your head and he's going to be telling you stuff that you should do, but don't do it. Hold on to your faith, hold on to God, because when the community, when your children don't turn out the way that you want to, when your children turn your back on you, or when they don't give you the hug that you need at that moment, when everybody's talking about you, when nobody's helping you pay your bill, when all of these things are happening all at once, you have to hold on to God. And I'm going to tell you, out of any advice that I can tell you from today that you're going to listen to, put God first. If you don't put God first, believe me, you will be forced to. Doesn't matter what you do. You will fall on your face. And you will need to call on him, because if you don't call on him, the devil is going to grab you from there and destroy your family. Because a family is not only husband, wife, and children. A family is you and your children. You need to remember that. And a lot of single moms that I have coached, they feel that they are not a family because the man is missing. You are a family. And you need to protect your family. That is my part of what I'm going to share right now. Okay.
Sandra, I want to go to what you just said. Oh my God, so many nuggets. But I want to go back to being a daughter of a single mother for 1 second. I love how you said that they have women that are married, and because they're married, they feel superior than the single mother. Their husband is cheating, they're getting beaten, they don't have no money, they are really single even though they're married, but they're proud because they're still married. I came from a single mother, and let me tell you something. It was hard, but I saw her work so hard and so prideful when she was doing it, that even though when I got married, I would tell my husband all the time, I don't mind being sick. I don't mind being sick. Why did I say that? Because I saw my mother. I saw my mother being single, and I know it was hard, but she make it look damn good. She would go out and work. She bring in the food. She didn't complain. She didn't have no pity party. She didn't cry. I mean, she made it look so good that even though I was married, I was like, I don't mind being single because I know I can do this because I came from her. And I saw her do it. And I saw it was hard. And I saw her break down. And she would break down like, you know how people get sick for 24 hours? But she didn't break down for 24 hours. She would get sick from 6 in the evening, and 6 in the morning, she was gone again. You know how single mothers do it. They don't have time to be sick. So in the morning, they was ready to go again. And I like what you said, because sometimes single mothers are single mothers because of divorce, because their husband died, or because they decide, you know what, I don't want this life for me, and I don't want this life for my children. And they put children first. And when you put your children first, the pride that your children walk with, you never make them feel bad. You walk with this thing knowing my mom could have been married, but she don't want that life, and she don't want that life for us. and you walk with that invisible pride, and you walk knowing that you are okay. Life is hard, but you're okay. The combination, only a single mother and her children can understand the combination as things are hard, but we okay. Things
Yes.
are hard, but we are prideful. Things are
Yes.
hard, but we're doing good. I mean, you
Yes.
only that combination can understand what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying about that is just because you put your son, your children first doesn't mean you don't have to treat yourself properly too. And most single mom don't really do that out there. You know, I understand that, and most single mom, they don't have dreams for themselves anymore. Their dreams just to see their son, their children, their daughter, their family succeed. Just that.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't buy self like clothes anymore. They don't buy self like shoes. They don't buy self anything. Just go to work, get back home, just
Yes.
make, prepare food for the children. You
Yes.
know, that's why it is so hard. But not only for not most single mom think like that. Some of them just struggle out there and they don't really take care of this of the children at all. You know, they just wanted to take care of themselves, you know, and then they don't really want to take care of the children. As a single mom, you need to take care of your children, right? Because that's really important. Because your children, they are your future. The way you are treating your children right now will mean a lot for the future.
That's right.
Firstly, as Sandra just said, put God first. God is everything. God will help you to see the pathway. I know it is a long journey. It is so hard. It is extremely, I'm not going to lie to you, it is so hard. But with God, God will help you. God will help you to make it easier, to make it through it, to make things properly, to help you to make your son, your children, your daughter succeed. We've got everything that is possible. And if you are a single man, you are watching this, just make sure you always pray God. Pray God. Ask God for, you don't have to pray God for stuff. You know, most people don't really know when they pray God, they just ask God for something. I understand that you can always pray God for things, but you have to pray God for gratitude, for everything, for being grateful, for taking care of your children, for helping you see, you know, for giving you money, for giving you the opportunities and
Yes.
everything. Just
Amen.
put that first, and God help you to through the door to have your children succeed.
Thank you. Okay, so with that said, I want to share something here that I wrote in my book. And then this is chapter 3. It says, when you say what you mean and you mean what you say, communicate your needs and experiences clearly. This helps to avoid misunderstanding and ensure that others treat you with respect. It is important to be honest with yourself and others about what you can and cannot do, and stick to your word, especially your children. And that is one of the things that I learned as a single mom is if you say something, follow through with it. If you are not going to follow through with it, hold back. Don't say it. And I have to tell you this quick joke. Many years ago, we were in a holiday party, right? I think it was Christmas or New Year, something like that. And you know, when everybody in the family get together and everybody's telling, you know, when I was young, I used to do this, and my mom used to do that, and my dad used to do that, and everybody's laughing about when they was young. My son was only around 7 years old. And he listened to everybody having the conversation, and he want to put in his piece because there's lots of other children around listening to all the jokes and the experiences. And he said, yeah, when I was young, he's 7 years old. And he's saying, when I was young, my mom used to say, oh, Emmanuel, I am going to whip your butt. Emmanuel, I'm going to spank you. Emmanuel, I'm going to punish you. And she will never do it. And he kept, and people keep like trying to ask him, do it, so that they like he pointing at me and saying, listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. And he kept telling stories about what I would say and not follow through with. That was the last time that I did that. Now, whatever I say, I follow through with it. And as a single mom, especially, when you say something, follow through with it. Even if it's going to hurt you, follow through with it. Because otherwise, you will not get respect from your children, and you will not respect yourself because you are not a dependable person. That's what they're going to see it. They're going to see your words of wishy-washiness, and respect does not go with wishy-washiness. And that's one of the things that I learned as a single mom when that conversation was happening. So sometimes you tell your kids something, but you feel so bad that you are a single mom and you want to compensate for what is missing, that you don't follow through. And then you're affecting your kids even more because you did not keep your word. I have punished my son, because he did something with his friends, and then right else, you are not gonna go to prom. And he says, Mom, do anything you want. Punish me. What and I was like, you're not gonna go to prom. Mom, I'm never gonna forget this. When he said that, I remembered why I was punishing him. And I said, I never want you to forget that. So therefore, you're not going to prom. And let me tell you, I went in my room, I heard when prom come, I'm like, I wanted to change my mind about the prom. I wanted him to go. And I was like, why did you pick that one? But I did pick that one. And I talked about that one. And I had to hold myself accountable. And to this day, he never forget. But that was the point of the lesson. I did not want him to forget that. So mean what you say and say what you mean and follow through. What about you guys? What's your experience in any of that?
Just everything you say, you have to go follow through it. If you want to mean it, just say it. If you think you're not gonna do it, just don't say it. Because the way you treat yourself means a lot how your children will treat you, right? Put boundaries, respect yourself, and you will always be respected by your children. That's what I would say.
Claudel, you have more wisdom than age.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Sandra, I want to go back to what you just said just now, because I had a combination of a mother that will tell me, I'm watching you. I know what that meant. I know what that meant.
Yes, I know too.
I'm watching you, and I will be like, yeah, no, but yeah. And I will get away with it. Say, I'm watching you. And then when the days was coming, and I know, she will say, your number is up. Now that meant I'm done putting up with you. So I didn't get that spanking in the moment or every day. I didn't play with her because I knew when she said your number is up, I did not know when that was it, but I know my number was up. So they have parents that at the same time don't spank you or punish you right away. But in my mother case, I was her helper. I was her husband. I was the nana. So she thought maybe in my mind, beating her every day and all the time, yeah. But the time came when I would push it. I hated, okay, publicly I wouldn't say this. I hated my mother. Because I will push and she will push back. And I will push and me and her could not get along because I wanted my way. And I like what you said. You said, if you say you will do something, do it. I wanted her to forget what she promised. I wanted her to forget it. But as a kid, the combination of being the oldest and being the husband and being the nana and being a kid make you push the boundaries beyond what anybody else can do. Why would you beat me? I'm your helper. You should make me pass this. I am your helper. So I will push. She wouldn't have it. She will push back. So yes, you have to promise and you have to do it. If not, you will get a child like me that will push because she thinks she's entitled to push, and mama will push back.
Yeah. So in the part of staying motivated, okay, as a single mom, it's very hard to stay motivated. Very hard, because you have things that happening all over the place. Criticisms, you have bills, you have all of these things that happening at once. So from your point of view, Colladel, how is it that you stay motivated, and how is it that you saw that your mom stay motivated? From your point, Sophia, how was it that you stay motivated? Because I know that you say that your mom, you know, she was proud and all of that, but how did you stay motivated, and what did you see that she was doing that helped you drive or help her keep moving forward? So let's start with Claudel first.
Okay. Firstly, to stay motivated, it's kind of impossible, but you can stay inspired because you love your kids and you have a future for them. And firstly, you need to be consistent for your children. And remember that there's two things that you need to remember if you really want to stay inspired by your children. You have to understand regret and discipline. Discipline is doing something right now that will hurt you and you will enjoy it in the future, and or do something or not doing anything and we will regret it later. But both hurt, right? Discipline hurt and regret hurt. But you gotta choose discipline because you will enjoy it later with your kids, right? That's the only thing you can do. Just keep going. Put God first and remember that God loves you and your children loves you. And there is a day and your right day will come and you will make it happen with God. That's
So
all.
what did you do to stay motivated, knowing that you were with a single mom? What did you do, not what she did, what you did to stay motivated or inspired, what you call it, what you did?
I mean, what did I do when I was with my mom, right?
When not, we explained the general of discipline for single mom, but you as a child of a single mom, what made you stay inspired or motivated for you?
I keep going no matter what. And I keep praying every day because I always pray every day. Once I pray, I feel like God is talking to me. God shows me a new door that I have to go through, right? But I do that every morning, every afternoon, and every night. That's my key. Just pray. That's how I keep it.
So you're having a hard day. Your mom is having a hard time. You can't help her. You can't even pay her bills. You cannot even do that. And you are feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. What triggers at that moment for you to stay motivated?
I have to look my mom to see. I already know what she's doing. I already know what she's capable of. I already know that she has a dream for me and for my other brother and sister. That I don't have to stay in my home closed doors like that to look at her doing something just for her. But everything she's doing in the house or outside, I really want to help her, give her hand, and always talk to her just to inspire her, keep her motivated, just to keep going. Because one thing I want to say is that as a children, most kids don't really motivate their mother at all. You know what I mean by that? Their mother just struggle every day when they got home. The kid just playing games, have fun outside, hanging out. But it's not really like that at all. We should always motivate our mom, our single mom, help her cooking something, and help her clean the house, help her doing something that she's doing. That's how she will keep or having strong of strength to keep going forward, right? Because we are human, like we always have something like we are not good at, and we make mistakes every time, right? But
I'm going to play the devil advocates on you. And I know that I keep asking you, how do you stay motivated? And you keep telling me about motivating your mom. And that is great because you must be like an older kid or something. And you keep saying about motivating your mom. I don't want you to tell me how to motivate your mom. I want you to share with me how you stay motivated, because it's great that you help your mom stay motivated. I want to find out that all the children now listening, their motivation is not motivating their mom, believe me.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and that should not be their motivation, because they need to stay motivated themselves. That is
All
an
right.
extra.
I don't
So
always.
how do
Mhm.
you, Claudel, stay motivated as the child of a single mom? When you look, there's no dad, there is all these struggles. How do you stay motivated?
Most of the time, I don't really stay motivated most of the time because sometimes, most of the time, I feel like I'm discouraged, you know. But what keeps me motivated or inspired, I just put my knees down and pray God. And I
Okay.
always find an answer from God. And I always share with my mom what she has to do or what I have to do. That's
So
my
in other words, you are trying to say faith.
yes,
Faith
faith.
is what keep you
Mhm.
motivated. In that part of the faith, and I'm trying to be very specific, not to just grab on you, but there's
Mhm.
children of single moms listening, okay? And let's say you say that is faith that is keeping you, but they don't have faith, because right
Yeah.
now life is really hard. And you know what? God, you are not answering my prayers right now. So what can I do during the moment that I think that I'm waiting for God to answer my prayers? How do you keep going while you're waiting for God to answer your prayers?
I don't really wait for God to answer my prayers while I'm not doing anything. I have to do something for work. While I'm doing it, I pray God to give me strength to keep
Yes.
going.
Yes.
That's all, right? So if I, for example, if I want to be a doctor and I never go to school and I start praying God, God will never answer my prayers because I
Mhm.
don't do the step forward to make me become a doctor. So I have to do the first step. So when I'm see I'm blocked or I'm locked up or I cannot do anything to do forward, to do things to keep going, now I need God. So God will
Okay.
help me. God will open the doors for me to keep going.
Okay.
That's all. And that's
Thank you.
how God will always answer you to my prayers.
Okay. Thank you. Sophia, your turn. Motivated. How did you stay motivated as the child of a single mom? And how is it that, what is it that you do or your daughter do to stay motivated as the single mom?
Well, I am going to be honest with you. I was not motivated when my mama was single mother. I was not. I didn't have no motivation. I didn't have none of that stuff. I saw her get up every day and go to work knowing that she was tired and that what she make was not enough. All I could do is my part. My part was washing, cooking, cleaning, making sure I go to school, make sure I bring good grades. That was my side of that was my part of the work. So no, I was not motivated. No, I wasn't. Well, I wasn't depressed. I honestly used to go to school, always worried about, will we eat today when I go back home? I was always worried about that because the food was scarce. And if you have breakfast, you didn't have lunch, you have dinner. So I always was, worried about that piece. But I did motivate my mother, and I did not have nothing motivating me. I just do my part. I didn't have, and I want to be honest with you, I didn't pray to God. I did not. I don't think I thought about God like that. I don't think I knew God like that. And I don't think I could pray to God like that. All I do was my part. My part was washing, cooking, cleaning, go to school, good grades, and make my mother feel a little less pressure, because when she come home, the house was clean, the food was ready, and my grade was okay. And I have 5 siblings, and I'm the oldest. So if I was doing my part, my siblings was doing their part too. And if they break down, if I break down, I think they will be depressed. So I didn't have time to be depressed, one, and two.
Mhm.
I don't think I was motivated. I was just doing what I have to do. And my sisters was doing what they saw me doing. So all of us was doing the same thing. Washing,
Thank you.
cooking, cleaning, taking care of what we have to do, and bringing home good grades. And when mama come home, and Fridays, and she get to sleep and rest. It was great having her home because she was never home. It was great seeing her wake up in the morning and we could make breakfast for her, whatever we had. And it was just, that is what make us go and realize that it was going to get better, because her words was always, it's going to get better. I didn't see it. See it. Oh, I'm just being honest. I didn't see it.
How about with your daughter?
It's going to get better. So we just go with that.
How about with your daughter? How does she stay motivated? How you motivate her?
Because of her son. She have a son. And when she want to get depressed and hate the world and beat up the world or feel frustrated because it happened. So she will call me and she will say, Mom, I just need you to listen. Because you know I have a lot of counsel to give. And she would say, I just want you to listen. And she would talk. And I would talk. And I would just let her talk, let her vent, let her say everything that she have to do. If she have to cry, she will cry. And by the time we finish talking 1 hour, 1.5 okay, yeah, Mom, I'm gone. I have to do this. This is okay, boom. And it was done. So she has learned that there are days when, and the days that she don't want to get out of her bed because she is down, the baby walk downstairs and get in the bed with her and say, Mama, are you okay? And believe it or not, that make her day.
Yes, it does.
It
does.
When I see her, she's doing okay. And when she's not, she call me. She let me know, I'm not doing okay today and I want you to listen. Don't give me no counsel. Don't talk, just listen. And that's what I do.
Yes. In my part about how I stayed motivated as a single mom. Well, one of the things that I have always done is that I set goals. Because it's very hard to stay motivated when you are a single mom. And if you notice, there's always surprising struggles. There's always something that happened that you did not expect. Always. So I always had to have a goal, because once I have a goal, I keep striving. And I said, that is what I want. I have to keep striving for that. And I have to keep striving for that. And yes, I pray. Yes, I did all of that stuff. But on a daily basis, I needed to take action on things. So there were times when you go to work and people at work, you just want to choke them. And your boss is just, and your coworkers are just, and your family members are, and everybody is just like, right? Like you just want, you want to scream. And at that moment, nothing sounds like motivation. And you have to rethink, why am I doing this? Why do I need to keep going? And you look at your kids and really, there might not be motivation either. Because at that moment, they are your struggle. Okay? You might love them and all that, but they can be your struggle too. A little attitude. When they're little, it's not that bad, but let them become preteens or teenagers where they think they know everything. At that moment, you're not motivated. You just want to slap the you know what out of them. And you just have to think about what is keeping you going. You just have to think about, yes, faith, but guess what? You have faith, but you can't touch God. You can't see God. God is not hugging you at that moment. So as a single mom, all those things come to your head. And some single mom will take it as, I need a man to touch my body, you know. But when that man touch your body, it's not enough either. So what keep you motivated? What kept me motivated is because I had goals. At the beginning, it was a goal. I need to have my kids have a house before I turn 30 or before I turn 35. I always try put these goals that was like ridiculous goals, okay? Because I know that when I set goals that are low, I make it very low. And when I set goals that were very high, I made it very high. So don't set goals based on what you think you can accomplish. Set goals based on what you think you cannot accomplish so that you get close to what you can accomplish. And when I decided I want to get a house, I got a house. When I decided I want a new car, I got a new car. When I decided I want my kids to be in a good neighborhood, I got that. When I decided all of those things. So guess what? All of those things, I'm not going to be Nebuchadnezzar saying that all I did was by myself. God blessed me, he gave me strength to do all of those things, but I had goals, and God was able to flourish and shower and do all that to my goals, but I had goals. So don't sit around thinking that you have to give up on your dreams, give up on all the things that you wanted, give up on all of these things, and those are still goals. And when your kids grow up and they leave you, you better have some goals that you have accomplished. Otherwise, you're going to have what Claudel said, regrets. You do not want to have regrets. You want to have accomplished goals so that you have something for later. You want to be able to stay motivated. And I'm going to tell you, yes, my kids was part of my motivation. Definitely. When I look at them, it was part of my big motivation, to be able to keep going. And when I put the smile on their face, and when I buy them clothing, and when I take them to restaurants and all the kind of stuff, it was my motivation. I used to take my kids to expensive restaurants for us to have a date and show them what it is to be in an expensive restaurant, because they cannot be in an expensive restaurant all the time. I used to sometimes be able to, allocate money to be able to show off. Because all the time you're not going to be able to show off. But if you want them to have more than what you had, you better teach them what that experience is like. Don't expect them to get the best if you're not showing them what the best is. So you need to be able to experience the best for yourself in order to show them how to get the best. And that is something that I did, and it made me feel very good, because I wanted my kids to experience things that I didn't. When I was in Panama, I only knew how to eat with spoon. I didn't know how to eat with a knife and fork. I didn't know what it was like to be in a fancy restaurant. I didn't know what it was like to stay in a nice hotel. I make sure that I taught my kids those things, because you have to show them, not just tell them, show them. So I did those things. Sometimes I didn't have enough money, but I went and did expensive things because I wanted them to know what that life was like. And that was some of the things that motivated me, is showing them things that I did not know, that nobody taught me. So I would say, if you are listening and you are a single mom, don't give up on what you wanted. Think about how you can incorporate it in your life right now. Maybe once a month, maybe a few times every so many months. Sacrifice that little bit of money so that you can experience the life that you want, and don't wait until you are in your 70s or 80s and then says, no, I'm going to experience life. No, experience life with your children, and that will be your motivator, so that when life is hard, you can say, hey, this too shall pass. That's how you're going to handle that. So that was a mouthful for me. I got very passionate, you noticed in that part. I lost myself there for a little bit. So before I ask the next question, is there any itching information that you want to share before I ask the next question? Any of you two?
No.
You? Sophia? How do you feel that the community, if somebody knocking something, can you mute yourself? I keep hearing a bump. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So there is something like a knocking sound when one of you two comes off. Maybe it's a music or something in the background or whatever, the walls or something. But when you unmute, then I will let you know. But from the relationship with either the neighborhood, the community, the church, work, what have been the difference that you notice, if anything, how people treat you or your mom as a single mom, or what did you observe? Like, example, I'm going to give you an example for me. As a child of a single mother, when I went some places, people wanted to emphasize, oh yes, it's because you are the daughter of a single mom. You don't have a dad. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Or they will say stuff like that. Some people would purposely do it. Some people would do it accidentally. They knew that I didn't have a father around, so they're like, oops, you don't have whatever. So they would say stuff like that. Or when I was a single mom and I will go to like family parties or whatever, I have a particular uncle that used to be very much telling me, when are you going to find a husband? When are you going to find a man? When are you going to find whatever? You know that it's not good to be a single mom or whatever. He would say comments like that. Or he will always try to make me feel bad that I am a single mom. And because I didn't feel bad, he will continue to instigate conversations, which I am very sarcastic and I can be rude sometimes. So I just really responded to him. And that was one of the things. When I was at work, before I was a single mom, everything, people was like, cool, she's a single woman, blah, blah, blah. When I was a single mom and people will find out at work, especially when I was working at IBM and they find out that a single mom, they was like, oh, how did you become a single mom? What is this like? Is that bad? And whatever. Some people treated me differently after they find out that I was a single mom in those days, than the way that they treated me before. Some others, it was more like, wow, I cannot believe that you are so strong, that you're a single mom. And I don't know that if I can do that by myself. Right? So that was some of the experience that I had with community work or friends. What about you, Claudel? What was your experience?
Well, as my experience and as a child of a single mom, and when I was living with my mom, and still actually I'm living with my mom, I know she's at work. And back in the day, people in our neighborhood, people that were living closer to us, they were always respect my mom all the time for her struggle, for her sacrifice, for everything she has done and lot. But most people sometimes they encourage her to have a man, like advise her to have a man to help her with the kids. She was like, no, I don't need a man. I have kids to raise. If a man want to help me with something, okay, no problem. But I'm not gonna try to have a man in order to raise my kids because I decided to be a single mother. That's why she was like, but people always keep asking her to have a man all the time, but she always deny her. But one of the things that I observed from my mom, she's really a hard worker. She works a lot, a lot, a lot. All she does is just to make me happy. Most of the time, it's not for her, it's for me and her daughter, her son, and all the kids she got to. But what did I do most of the time? I just have to have her. And even once I got some money too, I had to go out, get her some things, like give, like some flowers, or whatever that makes her happy. I just do that for me, because I love her. And once I do that for her, always she's very happy, she's very feel like she's loved by kids. And
Are
that's
you
what
her oldest kid? Are you the oldest one?
no, I'm the third. I'm not the oldest one.
You're the
oldest one-
youngest?
Yes, I'm the
What?
youngest. Yes, I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest. Yes, I am.
Wow, you sound like the older one.
I'm not. I'm the youngest.
Wow.
Yeah, she has a daughter.
Yes.
She's married. She got two kids. Yes. And I think I was talking to her about her once. She's therapies, mental health, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about her.
How about you, Sophia? How about anything that have changed or will continue the same when it comes to your daughter becoming a single mom, or what you observe, your experience in the community or church or whatever, as a child of a single mom?
Well, as a child of a single mom, I hated it completely. And people will make you know, people will make you know that you didn't have a dad. They'll let you know that. But my mom, really, she stayed away
Claudel,
from people.
Claudel, can you mute, please? Can you mute?
Oh,
Not you, Sophia, Claudel. Go ahead.
oh, okay. So, uh, my mom stayed away from everybody. The gossip, the whole going to people's houses and talking about, she stayed away from that. So we grew up knowing uh, La Casa Hena, Abraza y Quema. So we don't go and visit people's houses for that reason, okay? But
Let me translate that. Neighbor's house hug you and burn you. Okay. La casa ajena abraza y quema. Okay. That was whatever. Okay, go ahead.
when you are a single mother, the world treats you different. When you come to, and let me bring it to church for a minute. Church is getting better now. These generations are much, much better. But back in the day when you are a single mom and you come to church, everybody looking at you. And honestly, the wives watch their husband because you're single now. And it was very hard for single mothers in those days, very hard. But today is much better, and I see uh, single mothers with a little more pride than what was back in the day. Back in the day was a shameful thing to be single. Now there's a little more prideful because now she's handling her business, and even though she's hurting, she's walking with a little pride. Her head is up. She's not walking like that. And for my daughter, thank God she went to school. She have some degrees. She have a good job. So the only thing that bothered me was the church didn't know how to handle the divorce, and some people drop her. Okay, after all those years, they just dropped her, and that was hard to watch. But then we learned certain people don't know how to deal with certain situations. So there's no resentment, there's no hate. They just don't know how to deal with it. But I am grateful because today, single mothers are better off than years ago.
Yes. Yes. And also it's depending on where you live, because one of the ladies that was going to join the conversation today, she is from Sophia, can you mute please? She is from Iran. And the reason why I bring up the conversation about the community, because she said she was married, she had a daughter, and the husband, because of his mental challenge or mental illness or whatever, he just left them. So now her community, your phone, Sophia, is turned. Now her community shunned her. They talk bad about her. They criticize her. El teléfono tiene que cambiarlo otra vez. That virada así. So she has been getting that. So one of the things that she was really trying to find out is like, how do I handle all the criticism about from the community, and how do I keep going? Because she does have an education and she have a job, but it's very hard. And one of the things that I would say for me is that the way that I handle criticism is knowing that you can't control what people say, period. You can't control it. You can only control what you say to yourself. You can only control what you can do, but you cannot control anybody. Doesn't matter if they're wrong or right, you cannot control what they say. But you can control the message that you are sending to yourself. And those are the messages that I was sending to myself, is that they're just stupid. They are just dumb. They don't know any better. That is just their own belief that they're trying to pass on to you. You cannot allow anybody to break you down because of some criticism, because of their opinion. None of that. Not even if I say something that offends you, you should take it seriously. You can choose, do I listen to her or do I reject what she just said? And that's how I have lived my life, is knowing that an advice is an optional thing. An advice is not something that you take and you must do. No matter if it's your mom, your dad, your best friend, no matter who it's coming from, an advice is just simply that. And criticism works the same way. Take it or leave it. But if you choose to take it, it's your responsibility to the consequences that you have by taking it. So I choose, when someone tell me something that is good, I say, hey, thank you. And when someone tell me something that is bad, I say, hey, thank you. Because either one of them, they're not making me bigger and they're not making me smaller. I decide that. My God is the one that decides that. Nobody decides that, what I'm going to be or what I'm going to become. I decide that, and God is the one that approves it or rejects it. Okay? So we can put all the offers and do all the community talk if we want to, but the last word, God has it. So make sure that you are talking to God whenever you hear those devil's voices or the criticism and all of that. Talk to God and ask him to give you strength to overcome all of this. Okay, because people will continue to talk bad about you. Sometimes you are going to do things then that you are doing right, and they're going to be talking bad about you. And sometimes you are going to be doing bad things, and they're going to talk good about you. Duh! Doesn't mean that because you are doing a bad thing and people are saying something good about it, it means it's good. No, it doesn't. Okay, so you need to understand what that man up there, that communication that you have, what you consider good and what you consider bad, and knowing that the consequences of all of that, you're going to have to talk to God about it. Because how many times you thought that you were right and you were wrong? I know many times, and I still do it, when I thought that I was right and I was wrong. But if your heart is in the right place, God is going to show you. So whenever people are criticizing you, talk to God about it, and he will show them and he will show you. What about you guys? Have you, when it comes to that part of the criticism, it doesn't have to be just single mom. In general, how do you handle criticism? And that I'm asking that because that is the big thing for single moms. That can be a mental depression for them. They can be moving forward, but a word from someone can turn them years back, can push them back. How is it that you handle criticism? How is it that you continue to move forward even when your voice or the criticism is telling you, you no good, you stupid, you are a failure, you are a loser? When all of those things are in your head, because let me tell you, I get them, but I fight through them and I remember everything that I have done, who I am, who God says that I am. I remember all of that, and that is what helped me keep going. Okay, that's what I need to remember. So, what helped you, particular, Claudel and Sophia?
I don't know if you guys can hear me right now.
I hear you.
Okay, yes. First, the way you respond to criticizing will mean a lot. People will always criticize you, no matter how good you are. Even you are doing good things, even you are doing bad things, they will always criticize you. The one who criticize you will mean a lot for you. That means if you respond to this criticism, that means he got you, right?
Mhm.
You don't have to give the same energy back. If somebody hurts you, you don't have to hurt them back. Just pray God about it and understand that the one who criticizes you doesn't mean it is better than you. And the one who better than you will never criticize you, right? Just make sure you pray about it. You don't have time for that. Just pray God, do your own business and do your stuff. God will handle the rest of it, right? Even though they are talking bad about you, you don't have to care about it and do what you gotta do. But the one that keep criticizing you all the time, maybe just because he got time for that, just because he doesn't know to, he doesn't want to see you moving forward, right? The one that keep criticizing you, he doesn't like you. And the one who likes you will never criticize you, he will always correct you, help you, to move forward. Just relax and do your business.
That's right. Go. Yes. Yes. They will correct you, not criticize you. I like that. Go ahead, Sophia.
I want to give you an example about what criticism look like and what having it together look like. My mother had 6 kids, and eventually she thought, you know what, I'm going to live my life. I am going to enjoy my life. I am going to do it. And she find a boyfriend, and the guy adore her. Oh my God, he loved her. But he told her, I love you, but you got to choose 3 of your kids. I can't marry all 6 of them. I personally, I'm the oldest. I want the best for her. I told her, pick 3. Hey, easy, pick 3, you go. And she had a time to think about it. And then her answer to him was, I am married with my 6 kids. I can't choose 3. And he dropped her. And I always say, Mom, but you could have gone. But as a single mother, for her, this is my life. Don't tell me what to do with my life. These are my kids. Don't tell me what to do with my kids. And I learned a lesson that stay with me for the rest of my life. And this is the lesson. I am loved. No sacrifice is too big for me. She didn't have to. She could have chose 3. They criticized her when she was single. They criticized her even though she was engaged. They criticized her when he left. They criticized her, and she was happy with the decision that she made. People will always criticize you no matter what you do. Are you happy with your decision?
That's right.
That is a nugget. And from there on, nobody in the world could convince me that I was not loved and I was not precious. So mothers out there, you're listening to me and my phone is dying. I apologize for that. Mothers out there, please listen. Your children are priceless. No man can come into your world and change your world if you don't know who you are. No one can make decisions over your children if you don't know who your children are and if you're not going to protect your children.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, when she made the decision to don't give up 3, I told her, give up 3, pick 3, go ahead. I was not the mother. I'm not the mother. I was not a mother. Mothers, my mother today is more priceless to me than anything, because I know, I remember she could have been happy choosing 3 out of 6. And she will have been a happy woman because that man adored her. He said, I can't adopt 6, just pick 3. Like, mothers, your children, whatever behavior, whatever decision, anything that you make in your life that affect them, tomorrow, you are going to be blessed, and I'm sorry to say this, or punished for your decision.
That's right.
I have my mother alive today, and she is priceless because of the decisions she made when she was against the wall for her children.
That's right.
Was it easy? Not at all. Did she cry? A lot. But she moved on. And today, she is a joy jewel for us, because we are love, we are love, we are love. That's what your children need to know and remember. Time is going to pass, and we don't forget nothing. I'm sorry, kids don't forget nothing. They will remember everything that you did.
That's right.
And the mistakes that you commit, they will forget, because they are love. They know their love. They remember that there was love. That's all is important. That's it. So remember that. You are going to do whatever you do now. In time, your children are going to bless you. Your Mother's Days are going to look like Christmas, because everybody will come from Mother's Days to your house, because you are loved, because you showed them that they was priceless. When you was in the middle of your hell, they were still priceless to you. It pay off.
Thank you. Claudel, anything that you want to share in closing about, in general, what you want to share?
Yes, I want to share something very important to every single mother out there is to stop overthinking.
Sophia,
You
mute,
know?
please.
Yes, because overthinking kills a lot of people out there, and just relax on yourself, because it is extremely important to take a break sometime. Take a break doesn't mean you have to give up on things. Just take a break to recharge yourself, to refocus yourself, to concentrate on yourself, because it is extremely important to have energy. So if you don't have energy, you're not gonna have energy for your family, for your kids, and anyone around you. Because one thing about overthinking, once you are overthinking, that means your brain is in chaos. It maybe it's because you are trying to do everything at once or solve a problem, right? Because it is extremely important to have your mind stable, right? So what I have to say about overthinking, just relax on yourself. Everything you gotta do it slowly, step by step. Don't go fast, don't rush things, don't rush the process. I know it takes time, just relax on yourself. You will make it happen. That's what I would say.
Ooh, and that is a message from the son of a single mom and from the daughter of a single mom, which is the mother of a single mom as well. Okay, you guys could not get this message directly from anybody else. Okay, this is straight from the horse's mouth. Okay, with that said, I want to let you know that Claudel, Sophia, and myself will be presenting future conferences based on this book, SOAR, that I talked to you about. And you can find this book on Amazon, Single Moms Overcoming Adversity and Rising. It is not a long book, and I know that a lot of single moms don't like to read, but you need to stay focused. And this is a good read. It's very short. And like I said, you can find it on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles online, but I also have an audiobook that if you join my Patron, and if you go on my YouTube or go in my Instagram, you will be able to see a link to my page, and it's going to say Patron on my website. And there in the Patron, you can actually listen to the audiobook if you don't want to read, okay? So listen to the audiobook. And we are going to be bringing more motivational events where we're going to be sharing information with you, but we're also going to have other single mom participate and be able to answer your question. We don't know everything, but we can share what we have observed. We can share the mistakes that we have made, and we can share as well our victories and all the faith and the strength that God has given us to be able to be overcomers and to be able to soar and rise to the top, because the top is really a sense of peace of mind. Just like Claudel said, if you do not take care of this, you can't take care of anything else, because you will be in the hospital, locked up somewhere, and your kids will be spread somewhere else. So take care of your mind. If you don't, someone else will have to take care of it for you. And that means you cannot take care of your children. Okay. With that said, thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Claudel. And thank you all for listening. Stay tuned. We will continue having these conversations and more conferences. We're trying to make these conferences online. For now, everything is virtual right now, online. But in the future, if we have to travel, please make sure that you communicate with me through my email. You can find out on my Instagram or on my YouTube, and or in the description of this video, I will put the information there, so that you can tell us what kind of questions do you have? What challenges are you going through? What is motivating you? What is your relationship with co-parenting? What is your dating situation like? So any question that you have, or anything that you have overcome that you feel that you're doing good, please share those comments with us. Send me an email, put the comment, whatever. I'm here to learn more from you guys so that I can pass that information to other single moms so that they too can rise and be successful. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you guys for joining me. And I am going to disconnect online, and then I will disconnect with you guys. One moment, please. Bye-bye to the people online. Let me disconnect online.